Hey everybody, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have Tinkerbell and the Pirate Fairy, or just the Pirate Fairy. If you look up Tinkerbell, this might show up, but if you just look up Pirate Fairy, you're in. So yeah, but it's very much part of the Tinkerbell universe. Uh, actually, this is a pretty well. Uh, it's more complicated of a universe than I thought it was. So there's actually rules and things regarding pixie dust and whether they can fly. They can't fly when they're wet. Um, they're they different types of pixie dust do different things, and different fairies have different classes like water or animal or plants. Uh, Tinkerbell is a weird little anomaly. I guess she's a tinkerer. She's sort of fixes things or she messes with stuff. I don't know. This is like I think this might be the one of the more recent ones in the series. I could be completely wrong. I'm sure there's an 8-year-old out there who will correct me. But this is again 3D animated film. It's from 2014. It runs about an hour and 18 minutes long, so it's not too lengthy, but it counts as a movie ish. These are the kind of things that came, directly to video. It was not like it was in a theater or anything, as far as I know. I never saw it in the listings, on the marquees or anything, back when there were movie theaters. Remember movie theaters? Yeah. Anyway, this is stars. Has Tinkerbell is Mae Whitman, who is a name we've mentioned before many times. She's becoming like a go-to girl, or she has been a go-to girl in the Disney voice cast forever. There's a bunch of previous stuff. I can't remember them right now, but there's a bunch of things that she's been doing voices for, especially young female girls. She's an adult. You'll recognize her when her live action acting. The one that comes up for me is she was George Michael's girlfriend that nobody recognized, that nobody could remember, especially his dad. Uh, so yeah, she was kind of this plain girl who just sort of melted into the background. But she is Tinkerbell. She's got a high profile gig here. But this mostly focuses on Zarina. I don't know if she's completely new. She might be new for this story. Like I said, there's plenty of other Pixie Hollow universe movies that existed before this one, and the characters are all familiar to the fans already. There's a bunch of different. There's like a half dozen different girls, and this new one, Zarina, is the latest. She is a bit. We get an introduction to her because she doesn't really care about flying. She's a little bit of an oddball to all the fairies. A lot of them have no clue as to what she's doing. Like, what are you doing? Taking a stroll. What's a stroll? So yeah, she just walks. Her little tiny person just goes walking through the wilderness there, on her way to work. Pixies work. They make more pixie dust, and it's a factory kind of situation. And she doesn't show up to work on time. She's got her own little things going on in her head. She's a bit more creative. She has all these questions. She's very ambitious. She's excited to work with pixie dust, but not in the traditional ways. She wants to explore and experiment. She's the Walter White of, of Pixie Hollow. Well, at least when it comes to blue pixie dust, which apparently has the ability to make more pixie dust when it's mixed with the regular stuff. And there's no such thing as pink pixie dust, and yet nobody makes purple. Why? Well, the big guy, which with I guess the Scottish accent wearing a kilt, like there's a big dude fairy who's the boss, and he floats around and tells him, you know what? Don't mess with the status quo. Don't mess with what we already know, with tradition, with everything we're used to, because that's just annoying. And stop that, Zarina. So that pretty much causes her to go, I'm going to try some more stuff. And on her own, she performs little experiments at home, and she's friends with Tinkerbell, and everybody knows everybody. Well, at one point, Tink comes over and decides to she'll help her out with what's going on, and that draws Tinkerbell into the story. And everything goes wrong, destroying a good chunk of Pixie Hollow in the process. I'm not going to tell you much more about this because this is actually a kind of important film in the Peter Pan universe. Maybe I wasn't paying attention and I should have more, but this is. There's more going on here than I thought. Let's just say it takes place in a period of time that I did not expect. It is not its own little thing where, oh, we're just pixies doing stuff, whatever. It has Peter Pan does not show up in this, but yeah, I can't really say any more. This is weird that it matters that I don't say something about pixies, about Tinkerbell. Um, if you're a Peter Pan fan, the movie fan, and you've ever had questions about how things are the way they are and why, this actually answers a lot of questions, and it does tie in strongly to the original Peter Pan film in ways I didn't expect and ways I should have seen coming. I, again, sometimes I watch these things in the background as I'm working on other stuff, and I still have if it draws me in, that tells me that something's, you know, interesting going on, and it did pull my attention. It's actually really funny. I again didn't expect that. Expected children humor, and yeah, it's humor that kids will get and enjoy. But it's not like there's adult humor that is racy or anything. Uh, but it doesn't talk down to anybody, and each of the pixies that we see, the 7 of them, all have their own distinct personalities and voices. And by the way, Zarina is Christina Hendricks. If you don't know who that is, she is this stunning redhead. Some of you nerds might know from Firefly, the bane of Malcolm Reynolds' existence, leaving him. I think she was the one responsible for leaving him naked on a rock somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, she is a big deal. She was on Mad Men. She's most recently in a show with Mae Whitman. I can't remember what it is, but they're basically women who run a heist and steal money from drug dealers or something. I don't know what it is, but it's in regular TV. So yeah, that's a big deal. Lucy Liu plays one of the other pixies, Silver Mist, and there's Megan Hilty, and my love Pamela Adlon from you know her from King of the Hill. She's Bobby, and she does a zillion different voices. Um, Pamela Adlon plays Vidya, but and there's also Raven Simone plays one of the other pixies in Iridessa. Sure, why not? But one of the things that surprised me the most, one of the few male characters in this, who I won't explain how he fits into everything, but Tom Hiddleston, Loki. Tom Hiddleston plays a really important role in this movie. So, how do we get to the pirate fairy? Well, I'll tell you this much. Zarina, after she messes up Pixie Hollow, they're pretty much like, you need to stay away from all this pixie dust making. Just stop. And she gets really ticked off and just leaves. And the next time they see her is a big event for all the different pixies. You get to see a wide variety of pixies, even some boy pixies. All the boys seem to have British accents for some reason. I don't know. And winter, there's seasonal ones. There's winter and fall and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, Serena shows up at that thing, and she's got plans. She's got things. Turns out she's a bit of a pirate. She's a pirate fairy. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, there's a lot going on here. More than I ever thought. So I would actually, if you're a Peter Pan fan and you've avoided these kind of things, you might enjoy it. Yes, it's not as sophisticated or as classic as the ones in the past, but yeah, I mean, it's not like you're gonna lose out on something in life if you don't see it, but it's interesting. If everything they say here is canon, this is a kind of a really important movie. I don't know. It leads to a lot, so I find that interesting. I like stuff that references other stuff. I'm a nerd. So yeah, check it out. Directed by Peggy Holmes. All right, we're gonna pick tomorrow's episode.
691.
691. Man, we're staying up in the 600s. This thing has only gone up, which is weird the last few episodes. Oh my gosh. I thought I'd gone through them all, but I guess we haven't. I guess we haven't. There probably is like 1,000 more of these things. But hey, we gotta love them. It's Winnie the Pooh. Springtime with Roo. So yeah, we're going back to the 100-Acre Woods and visiting our old buddy Pooh and pals. So this time it's Springtime with Roo on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.